Welcome into the CHGO Blackhawks pregame show powered by ComEd. It's getting easier for your business to switch to electric vehicles. Learn more at comed.com/clean. Hello, I'm Jay Zawski with Greg Boysen and Mario Tirabassi. We haven't taught you guys since last year. So sorry. If you hated that joke, smash the like button for us and make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube
Wow, look at all those likes.
Wow, the likes are just skyrocketing.
Oh, boy.
Hawks and Predators coming up at 7. Hawks coming off an 8-1 loss in Dallas.
That's last year's problem.
That was last year. Let's forget about that. Yeah, we got some lineup changes. Why don't we get right to Luke Richardson, who talks all about them. And we'll respond on the other side. Here's Luke Richardson, courtesy of your Chicago Blackhawks.
Any lineup changes?
Yeah, we have Cini and Boris Kachuk coming in. Reese won't play up front tonight. And then Zaitsev's back, feeling better, and he's going to be in tonight. And Phillips will be out. And Soderblom starting the night.
What's the message to Soderblom?
Just, we believe in him, and just be back and be big and confident and, gobble up pucks around the crease, because this is a big, heavy team down low around the net. And that's it. It's another opportunity.
This is his NHL debut was here. Is that the kind of thing that gets factored into that?
Yeah, I remember him playing against them last year, and I think that was a very low production game, goal-wise for us, one of kind of the theme that he got from us last year. So he played well. So I think it's a good opportunity for him and a team that probably suits him well.
Do you feel like Phillips needs a reset after the last game?
Yeah, a little bit. And we talked this morning, and Kevin showed him some clips individually, and we worked on some stuff yesterday as a team that that should fit his game, to be a little bit more aggressive around the net and away from around the net. Don't retreat back to the net when things aren't going well. Things just get worse like that, and he understood that, and he said he'll be better next time he goes in. So good skate today, and kind of watch the game, and sometimes a little reset watching the game sometimes helps as well.
For Kachuk, it could be tough when a more established veteran gets sent down. What worse did he get on how he did down there? Played in all situations. He got lots of ice time. Not too much other than that. I haven't spoken to Honors that much lately, but putting him tonight with Cini, I think he played with him down there a little bit. So that's hopefully they can discuss things and work off of that, and just get back to using his best attributes: his skating, his shot, and his big body. He's going to have to play a little more physical than he was before. But he's going to be a help on the penalty kill. He's got some good speed, and we really do like to interrupt things up ice, and that'll be fit his game plan.
What can Babillier do with Bedard?
I thought he was skating really well the last 2 games, and he's got a good defensive conscious as well. He reloads really well, and he got a few pucks back last game because of that. So hopefully that can feed into that line's, having more puck possession. So that's. He's played a little bit with them already, and we just think that'll be a good matchup tonight.
Dickinson was saying he feels like he's just been more accurate this year with his shots. He's just hitting his spot more often, and I mean, maybe that's kind of obvious considering his scoring so far, but have you noticed that from him?
Yeah, and I think, he gets good opportunities from being in the right position all the time. He's always above the other team in our offensive zone. So anytime a skilled line, which he usually plays against, tries to get a little too fancy, he's in a good opportunity to come and getting a puck or a mishandled puck or intercepting a puck and coming downhill, much like those goals that he got against Toronto Maple Leafs. Just a quick shot, and he's in a good spot. So I'm glad he's feeling confident. He deserves any kind of success he's had this year because he plays the right way.
Have you thought about when Seth comes back, if he'll keep an A or how he'll handle that?
I think Seth he's a leader. We miss him on this team right now, and that's the guy that's been, I know sometimes people get down on him because he's trying too hard and he makes mistakes up ice, but that's what we have right now. And he's trying to force things and make things happen. So I think getting back, hopefully he just plays a simple, hard game like he has been, and maybe shooting the puck a little bit more. And but he's a guy that leads us on the ice, and he's one of our captains for sure.
Do you have any closer timeline on guys like Jones and Athanasio?
I don't. I think Jones, is probably ahead of Athanasio, but from when we left town, he was supposed to be skating on his own by the time we got back. So that I'm not sure if that's happened yet, but we're hoping it happens by the time we get home, and then that's hopefully a quick transition with the team, because he's obviously going to have to try some physicality and practice before he gets into a game. But Athanasio, obviously, it was just. Getting, I think, a second opinion on something that he was a little worried about. He's had those injuries before, and it took some delays on what kind of treatment he was going to do. So finally, he's got the treatment that we think that's going to help, but that takes time to let settle in. So he might be a little bit after Seth. And Joey, I think, is kind of in between that. He's after Seth, but not long, I think.
Did you have to console Bedard about Canada?
No, I stayed out of that. Peter's having some fun with that today. As you heard in the background here, he's collecting all his money from his bets. But I think he was mad. One of the young guys has never used an ATM before, so he's trying to give him instructions on that and how to get his money. I don't know if he knows that. You'd think the young people would know that, but I don't know that. That's out of my realm.
So you didn't get in on that action?
No. I'll let them have fun in the dressing room with it. Yeah. But you better be careful. Usually comes back on you if you have too much fun with it.
Maybe Shane Pinto can help him out.
No.
I'm sorry. Things have been bad, right? We can take.
When's he
we
come
can
back?
Take shots at other
Soon,
teams.
I think.
Yeah, it should be soon. Like probably
Yeah,
next
41 games. I mean,
Yeah.
It's been almost half a season.
And then look out for the Senators.
Yeah,
game.
second half bloomers.
That's all they've been missing.
Yeah, that's it. That's the answer.
It's like a good burrito. All it was missing was the pinto.
That's right. Exactly. All right, here's the lines and pairings for tonight's game. Left to right, top line, Beauvillier, Bedard, and Kurashev. Foligno, Dickinson, and Blackwell. Reichel, Entwistle, Gutman, Donato, Cini, and Kachuk. Your first pair is Vlasic and Crevier. Tenorti and Murphy. Korchinski and Zaitsev. And Arvid Soderblom at goal.
That sure is an NHL lineup.
Dear God.
That is.
That's a roster.
Oh.
Right there.
You know what that lineup is, and I can actually say this now because I understand it.
I know what you're going to say.
That is when you first start your hut team. It's like the first 2 packs you open, and that's the first game you play with. Like nothing.
Hey, I got Bedard.
Hey, I got
Ooh.
Bedard and a bunch of 62s. All right, let's do this.
That is so accurate, dude. Oh, it's so
Here's
bad.
a guy from Sweden. Here's a guy from Finland. Here's
Yeah,
this
that's
I mean, I looked at
bad.
the line, like, Steven sent the graphic, like, does this
Yeah.
all look right? Looked at it, yeah. But then really reading it out loud was quite a feeling of, Jesus.
My eyes glazed over the lines, and I was just like, wait a minute, something doesn't feel right about this. And it was all different from last game. And, like,
Oof.
I know there's injury and stuff, but, man, we're at that point in the season.
Yeah, I wonder if people missed it, too, that Tyler Johnson was hurt in the New Year's Eve game. I'm sure some people it was 8-1. It was New Year's Eve. People checked out.
They put him on IR yesterday, and everyone's hungover and not paying attention. But
God.
I mean, it's just like, oof. The injuries. Luke gave some updates. It looks like there's at least who's in line of returning is known, but the exact timeline is still up in the air about Seth Jones and Joey Anderson and Andres Athanasiou and all those guys. Like, eventually, those guys will come back. And it's just a matter of right now the Blackhawks just need to avoid injury at all costs.
Yeah, this wasn't the greatest roster ever put together before the injuries, but it was a lot better than it is now.
Yeah.
I still think back to one of those games, might have been the Toronto game, one of those earlier season games where Luke Richardson in his post-game presser was like, man, we've got some depth here for the first time I've been here. And then it all went to shit immediately after that. Like, seriously, I think it was like Taylor Hall got hurt the next game, and then the Corey Perry stuff happened. And then since then, it's been like every other day, someone's going on IR. And
he also said, in fairness, not that, he also said, like, when we were kind of obsessing over roster decisions, he's like, these things have a way of working out because guys get hurt all the time. But this is real bad.
And watch they win.
hey,
But, I mean,
sports.
I don't know.
hockey is weird.
Is this their worst lineup
Hockey's
the last
weird.
2 seasons?
No.
I don't know.
Look at some of the
I'd
lineups
have
at
to
the end
check.
of last year.
Yeah, I mean,
Some
the Buddy Robinson game lineup was
some
pretty
not-
craptacular.
Some guys that are no longer playing in.
All right,
in
I'm gonna go to the
NHL.
file. I'm gonna go to the file.
You got the roster for like the last game.
Yeah, let's see if I can find that.
Yeah.
I don't know. We just go to Hockey Reference here. But
Yeah,
as I
had
was,
to, yeah.
as I was writing for our rebuild report, which will be out tomorrow, will be lots of good stuff in there.
Lots going on.
With all this is going on up here, that is seriously depleting the Ice Hogs roster.
Right, yeah.
Look at everybody that's up here: Cini, Kachuk, Phillips, Gutman, Crevier. All these guys. Gutman was a big producer for them. They're all up here.
Yep.
And Joey Anderson is no longer down there. He
Yeah.
was one of their top players. So it's like
And now Colton Dock's in
now
concussion
Colton
protocol.
Dock's
So, yeah.
injured, and it's like they got nobody down there, and so that's where it
Rough.
starts to really the trickle down. And I know the Blackhawks are the top priority organization wise, but still, I mean, an Ice Hogs playoff run might be disappearing as more
Yeah.
guys get hurt in Chicago.
I have a March 10th lineup.
Here's the lineup for that the last game of the season
All
against
right.
the Flyers. Joey Anderson, Andreas Athanasiou had 3 points that night.
Hell yeah.
Anders Bjork,
Yeah.
Jason Dickinson.
Sure.
Who remembers Andreas England?
Yeah.
good old number
Yeah.
28.
Mackenzie Entwistle, Reese Johnson, Tyler Johnson, Caleb Jones, Seth Jones, Wyatt Kaiser, Boris Kachuk, Jujar Kara, Ian Mitchell, Connor Murphy, Jonathan Tays, Austin Wagner, Nikita Zaitsev, Alex
Austin
Taylor
Wagner. Yeah.
in net. Looking back on it, though, that lineup is better than what we're going
It might be.
tonight.
It might be.
Here's
Pound for pound, it might
just
be.
for the
If
for
it's in the
funsies.
file, it has to be noteworthy.
March 10th. This is a game in which the Hawks beat the Panthers in Florida. Your top line is Reichel, Kurashev, Athanasiou, Tyler Johnson, Gutman, Radish, Bjork, Dickinson, Entwistle, Kachuk, Kara Anderson, the Jones brothers, Tenorti, Zaitsev, Roos, Mitchell. With Mrazek starting and Zach Andrews, the E-Bug,
Oh
is the
yeah.
backup.
Wow.
That's and Boris Kachuk was on your top power play unit that night.
He sure was.
Might be there
Was
again
that when
tonight.
Jujar Kara was getting power play time too?
I would imagine so.
It,
Yes.
it had to line up. Yeah, I mean, geez, it's been it's been rough. It's been by design, but yeah, I mean, as far as what these rosters are doing is different. Last year, you go back at last year, some bad rosters. Not a lot of bad games, losses, but not a lot of bad games. This year, still some bad rosters, but a lot more bad games, a lot more bad losses. And, the 2 nights ago against Dallas was one of them, another one of them.
Yeah.
So hopefully tonight, new year, new me, Blackhawks can find some get up and go right away and, get out to a lead and hold it against Nashville. I would love for a straight through wire to wire Blackhawks win, just to have them get one. I feel like they haven't had, like, of their wins this season. Have they had many where it was like they got out to a lead and then they held it and then they finished strong and won? Like maybe once.
Yeah.
None that jump off the top of my head.
I have very little faith in a win tonight.
Yeah, I mean the only.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not.
No.
My expectations aren't high, but my hopes are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember a whole lot of those games where it was kind of easy.
Or they didn't like hold off a near collapse or.
I mean, one of those Tampa games, weren't they up for most of that game? They jumped out them early. Like they
Might
were
have
up,
been,
they were
yeah.
up like 4-1 and 1-5-3.
Something like that, yeah.
That's really the only one I could remember
They
a
have,
whole
what,
lot of games where they
three-
fell behind early.
3 OT wins this year, right? Against Vegas. The Bedard goal in Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
That's
I would love for a wire-to-wire win, just to say that they did it, just for them to say that they could do it. You know?
I would love a nice win for Arvid Soderblom tonight. I was kind of hoping when they threw him in to that Dallas game the other night, like, okay, you got to play for, what was it, like 16 minutes or something?
Yeah.
Maybe not even that.
Yeah.
It's like, don't let it up a goal. Like, make 8 or 9 saves and get a little confident. Well, he let up two again, but that was, by that point, nobody in front of him was
hit his
playing.
skate, two and went in. Neither of those were really his fault.
But when you got a guy that's already got a fragile state of mind,
he's had
every
some
goal
bad
that gets by him is
I agree.
hurt.
Yeah.
So I would love let's start small here. Get through the first period without giving up a goal and take it from there.
Sure.
Baby steps.
Or
Well, I think that might be
get
the
out
way.
of the first period with a lead.
I mean, that might be the way that Luke has to coach this team, at least on the short term, while they get healthy. Is like,
Period to
all right,
by
we got to
period.
win. Yeah, win your shift, win the next shift, win this period, win this. First 30 minutes, whatever you need to do, whatever you need to set those goals as. But if you just play shift by shift, like, go win the next one. All right, because what we've seen is, and Dallas game is a great example, is once the stress sets in, everything just goes to shit. Everything just falls apart, and they can't like recover from the controversy, And if they give up a goal in this game early, it's gonna be very easy to feel like, all right, they're gonna get smoked again.
Well, and like they have at times come back from being down, giving up the first goal, or they get out to a lead, they lose it, but they've been able to come back. But it's just like you said, like when they're faced with a kind of a string of unfortunate events, they don't have the ability to like stop the bleeding and then get past it and like get to the get over it and get over that hump, and it just kind of snowballs out of control for them. So yeah, I mean, if they can either avoid that, or if they have to face it, be able to, like, they've had enough experience doing the wrong things, so you should be able to learn from that and be like, do the right things, do those little things that can help get you out of those spaces if you get into it. And taking the game in small chunks is probably the best way to try and do that. If you get down 3-0, you can't say, well, we need a 3-point goal here. Like, no, like, just have to hunker down, lock down defensively, and then let your offense continue from there.
And hopefully your special teams contribute something.
Right, yeah.
Because that's, as I always say, that's like the great equalizer. For a lesser team to hang in and win games they're not expected to win, score on the power play, have a solid penalty kill, and you've got a chance.
Yeah.
But all that's been a struggle for them this year too. So, it's interesting. This roster is bad. Like, we can go back and compare to last year, but this is one for the ages, man. Like,
I mean,
your D pairs especially are. Good Lord.
Yeah. And it's like it makes it hard to like X's and O's this team, because you're just like, what are they supposed to do? You just have to kind of come down to like, how are they stringing together a performance? How are they executing what their general like baseline assignments are? It's not. You don't even have time to think about like line chemistry or anything, because no one's sticking together.
Right.
Everyone's getting hurt. Guys are coming up, coming down. Like, yeah, you kind of just have to take it one game at a time.
Oh, we'll see what happens. I'm
so excited for this game.
Just optimistic. I look, maybe they'll surprise. I don't know. Maybe Nashville's going to come into this one feeling like they're going to walk over the Hawks, and that's always dangerous. Here's an angle for you. Who will be the short king to beat up Roman Josi tonight? Last week it was Alex DeBrincat beating the shit out of Roman Josi. Who will it be tonight?
How about
Bedard?
Yeah, how about Bedard gets in his first fight?
Retzini?
Let's not have Connor Bedard throwing punches and taking punches to the head.
Maybe Pete Blackburn will come down from the rafters.
Sure, why not?
Get a phone book and punch him in the head.
Oh boy.
Cole Gutman's going to take him out tonight.
All right, sure.
That's why I picked him for my Who's Your Hawk.
Well,
I can see into the future.
What a segue from Mario.
Yes.
That's a great way to
Pro's
do it.
pro.
So who had first pick?
I did.
You did.
As you could tell by the big board. Guess who had first pick?
Yes.
And I'm going Connor Bedard because I'm not an idiot.
He who chose
For
Bedard
this,
is usually
yes.
his first pick.
Trying to start the new year off with a win.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
I went with Kevin Korchinski because someone's got to score, I guess. And,
And it might be a defenseman, maybe. Yeah, I got a gut feeling that
what you did there.
Cole Gutman's gonna have a good game today. It's Gutman, Entwistle, Reichel as the third line there. I would love for Reichel to make a nice little cross ice pass to Gutman for a tap in goal. I feel like if that happens tonight, that might be the only goal they score, but I would like to see that happen.
Lucy says, remember when we had the confidence to call them Trashville? No, we still do.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
haven't won
they're
anything.
the
Yeah,
Preds. They're
they're-
always the Preds.
It's still
Until proven wrong.
It's still a garbage organization. Sorry, their whole little keep the red out and
Yeah.
Let's honor David Poyle, who didn't win jack shit in his 25
Congratulations
years.
on being average for your
So,
entire existence.
No, we could still call them
Kings
that
of
because
mid.
it's still the Predators who've yet to accomplish anything. One Stanley Cup final run in their history.
Oh, they put up a
It's
banner.
they feel like a new team, but they're certainly not.
Hey, I picked them to make the playoffs this year, and you guys yelled at me. And as of now, they're in the playoffs, but the Oilers and
Yeah.
the Kraken are coming.
Yeah, we'll
They
see how
sure
that
are.
goes. I think the Preds might be in a little bit of trouble.
Maybe, but if they get Juicy Saros back, being his Vezina
No goals.
finalist self, they might be there. But and we all were kind of like, hey, Ryan O'Reilly, what are you doing, man? He's been unbelievable for that.
Yeah.
He's been great.
Some guys don't want the spotlight, so that's why he went to Nashville.
Yeah. I mean, he went from St. Louis, where you don't get a ton of spotlight, even when you win a Stanley Cup. Spent 8 weeks in Toronto, said, F that, never
Yeah.
again.
I'm good. I'm good with that.
I can't fault somebody,
Yeah, sure.
It's not your thing, it's not your thing. But he's been
Even,
a really good
even
fit
if you
down
are
there.
someone who doesn't mind the spotlight, Toronto is different.
Yeah, that's not a
Yeah.
spotlight.
That's like a
that's like having 3.5 million stalkers.
Yes.
Like it's not comfortable.
like I'd like to be famous, but I don't want to be Taylor Swift famous. That does
Yeah.
not sound fun.
No,
Right.
It does
I'd
not.
rather be Taylor Radish famous.
Which one?
Either. Or both.
The wife or the husband? Yes, Taylor Radish's wife's name is Taylor Radish.
Yeah,
It's a little weird.
if you've missed the every shift
Yeah.
latest episode, found that information out. That gave me a chuckle.
So did you guys watch the Winter Classic yesterday?
I watched a little bit of it. I was kind of flipping between that and the football game.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. I mean, there's nothing they can do. It's New Year's Day. There's going to be college football on.
Right.
But I like the game itself was a little sluggish, as
Yeah, they all
outdoor
are.
games
They
tend
all
to be.
First Winter Classic shutout.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
I did like the Kraken walking out while the fishmongers were throwing fish.
Chucking
over
the
their head.
fish.
That was
Yeah, that
cool.
was good. That was a good
That
touch.
was good. And anytime you get like Sir Mix-a-Lot and Hart, I mean, the NHL is on the cutting edge.
Always.
They know what the kids want.
You know what, though? It is
hip
better
with the
than
kids.
all the Chicago New Year's Eve broadcasts,
Oh, absolutely.
which are the biggest embarrassments in the history of broadcasting, year after year.
Our pal Mark Lazarus said on New Year's Eve, we should have just had our New Year's Eve post-game show. Should have been like a local New Year's Eve, and we should all just been shit-faced and just let it go off the rails. I said, well, I don't do that anymore, but Jay and Mario are in their own homes
it did
with
go off the
people.
rails
It
a
did
little
go
bit.
off the rails.
Not in the way we
but
wanted
it did,
Not under our control.
So
I
no,
was trash. That's why the stream ended.
He spilled his drink on his
but
computer.
the Winter Classic was fun. It was we were at a family gathering, so it was on until the Michigan game started,
Yeah.
and then it was off. And
Yeah, I mean, there's still some fun to be had with Winter Classics. I wouldn't say the entire shine is gone from the game, but there's definitely a lot of like you got to get real creative to make it like fun viewing.
Yeah.
And like you said, like you're competing with college football.
I think
Yeah.
one
tough.
outdoor game a year should be it. I know they like to do them, but it's the novelty's kind of worn
Yeah,
off. So
they've got it down to what, 3?
Just-
to do the Heritage Classic, Winter
yeah.
Classic, and then one more Stadium Series
yeah, I
game.
think is it just one more Stadium Series
Yeah.
game, or is it
It's
a couple?
not like a couple years ago where they had like 7
Yeah,
outdoor
it was
games.
way too many.
Just one more, but hey guys, get ready because
Next year.
it's only a matter of time, probably as early as next year, that Connor Bedard and the Blackhawks are going to be back in these.
Cannot
types of
wait for
things.
next year's Winter Classic with
Bring
Connor
it-
Bedard and Macklin Celebrini wearing some beautiful Blackhawks throwbacks. It's gonna be great. Those are
Very
gonna
nice.
sell so much money.
Bring it back to bring it back to Wrigley Field. Now that they've got all the
Why not?
renovations there, probably a lot better there the second time around.
Any other venue like we should consider?
Lake Michigan.
Just freeze the lake. It's too bad
Yeah,
it's like
put it
50
out on the
degrees
ice.
out on New Year's Day now.
If you want to make it about, bring it back to hockey's roots on the pond, put them on a pond.
Rebuild Chicago Stadium. Do it.
That's not a
There
problem.
really is
Jamie and Danny, what are you waiting on?
It's got to be Wrigley, right? I mean, you can't
Yeah.
do Soldier Field because the Bears.
I mean, you
season is
could
still
do
going.
Sox Park, but
You want people to show up. Sorry, Steven.
True.
Can they put it in the construction zone of Arlington Heights? Just like clear
There you
out
go.
some of the debris.
look what could be
There
here.
really isn't any other place you can go. I mean,
Not really.
Not really.
I don't think they would do Sox Park. I mean, you can, but
It's not. No one's coming.
it doesn't
to
have
see that.
it doesn't have the allure.
Yeah,
of
if you want
Wrigley.
to
I
really,
know they've already done it there.
Yeah, but
so
whatever.
What? Fenway's
How about Miller
had to.
Park?
It's, yeah. Where's that?
Miller Park.
It's indoor.
Play the Wild, and put it at
be fun.
Miller Park.
Kind of a neutral.
Yeah,
Why would we want to give?
They did it at Notre Dame.
Why would we give
Yeah.
our money to Milwaukee? Let them get their own. Let them get their own money.
The Notre Dame one was cool.
it was. I mean, is Notre Dame feels way more connected to Chicago than Milwaukee.
Yeah, there's no
does.
Indiana
do it
rival.
do it at Camp Randall in Madison.
Hell yeah, that'd be fun.
That'd be fun.
They've that stadium has hosted an outdoor game before. But I just think for like Winter Classic, like having the preseason game in Milwaukee was fun. I think that was a nice touch. But I think like Winter Classic, you want to have it showcase like that, like the host city.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
and having it at Notre Dame, it was like you also had the Bruins, so you got
Yeah, they got
Irish,
Irish.
Boston,
Yeah, it
you know.
was- yeah.
But like Notre Dame, for years as a kid, I literally thought like Notre Dame was in Chicago until I got
based
smarter
on-
with age. But I
based-
thought Chicago, Notre Dame was there.
Based on the back pages of the Chicago sports section on Sundays after
Right,
Notre
yeah.
Dame games, you would have thought they were in Chicago.
Yeah, so there is that connection.
Yeah.
But
I think Wrigley's the move, though. I mean, they've also, like you said, it's been renovated so much since the last one. They've got the whole Gallagher Way place
Yeah,
that can
they could do
host
a lot-
all
they
the.
could do a lot more.
They could do so much more with this one than they did in 09.
would you have them face the Red Wings again?
No.
I mean, just do a complete copy paste.
No. That's a good question. Who should they face?
who would be good for TV ratings
I think. We don't know if Kane will be back there next year, but
if he was?
if he was back, that'd be a cool story.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Like,
do you do
good for
division
TV.
rival or do you try and get but like I don't know. They don't usually put a Canadian team in the Winter Classic all that often.
No, like Montreal would be fun.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Original Six or Blackhawks Hockey 98 says the Oilers. Bring the Oilers down. Connor McDavid versus
That'd be
Connor
great.
Bedard. That'd be a
I
good
just-
rating.
yeah.
The Maple Leafs would be fun.
Has there been a Canadian team in a Winter Classic?
Yes.
Yes, there
Montreal's
has,
done
yeah.
it. Toronto
Oh, yeah.
did.
Montreal and
Yeah.
Toronto have played in it.
Yeah. Dude,
But it's like
That'd be
it's
great.
usually not.
The Heritage, they
them.
kind of made the Heritage Classic for the Canadian because those are always just two Canadian
teams, yep.
So, but
Yeah, Oilers would be
yeah.
would be good.
are there any teams that haven't had a Winter Classic? I mean, there's a
Yeah,
lot.
of course. Yeah, there have been a few.
Devils could be fun.
Yeah, they've had multiple stadiums.
They've had stadium
Yeah.
series games, but yeah, Devils with like the Hughes brothers, like
Hawks and Rangers would be
that'd be
fun.
good. You got the original six tie in there.
Screw the Rangers.
Yeah, I mean to avoid doing a matchup you've already done in a Winter Classic with Red Wings and then the Bruins too.
Bring in the ass jackets.
Sure.
Bedard,
That'll fill the seats.
Fantilli
Bedard
versus
and
Bedard.
Fantilli.
I don't want it to be next year. The Hawks won't be good enough next year. I want to wait until they're unless they sign like a major free agent this summer.
I mean, I can't imagine the NHL wants to wait too long before getting their future biggest moneymaker into their marquee event of the year.
Sure.
That's not the playoffs.
I get that, but I don't want them to get their asses kicked on national television.
Yeah.
That's why
Maybe
you
it's
gotta bring it-
PTSD from all the Bears national television
maybe-
games.
Why you
Maybe
got to bring in
wait-
the ass jackets?
Maybe wait 2 years. They'll be a little more competitive. But at Wrigley, you put them in some black jerseys. That's sexy right
There
there.
you go. I'm down. What's going to happen? It's gonna happen eventually.
Yeah.
What happens first? Hawks are playing a Winter Classic, or Connor Bedard is on the cover of EA Sports NHL.
Bedard that's happening next year.
I think it's next year, right?
Yes, it has to be next year.
I would also recommend you guys get your passports updated soon, because I think they're going to be on one of those European to open up the seasons here too. Like, they're going to be part of everything. Like, all those dead horse jokes about how the Blackhawks and outdoor games, they're going to be coming back because they're going to be everywhere.
Yep. You know, if Lucas Reichel sticks around and turns into a pretty good player, and they sign Leon Draisaitl,
Germany,
nice little trip to Germany would be fun.
Visit my homeland.
Yeah.
There you go. Easy Ev. I don't know. Says, are we going to see black sweaters this year? No, I would think not this year, not next year, maybe the following year.
Not till Fanatics has
probably that 25-26 centennial season, and you give Fanatics 1 year to get all their fuck ups out of the way.
Get the spell, get their spell check right.
They're definitely gonna fix everything.
Sure.
Did you see Anthrax Jones on Christmas just tweeting people's effed up Fanatics orders?
Some of those I think are fake, though.
Someone got an AJ Green Eagles jersey, and the number on the front was the sleeve number. So it was like,
see, I'm not buying all of them. I'm not buying all of them.
Oh boy,
I know they have messed up, but I think some people are taking the bit.
They're doctoring it.
I don't believe them all. All right, I think there's a hockey game about this.
I guess
maybe.
All right, we'll be back after said hockey game.
We're trying to avoid watching this game as long as we can.
All right, we're powered by ComEd. It's getting easier for your business to switch to electric vehicles. Learn more at comed.com/clean. We'll talk to you after Hawks and Predators on the CHGO Blackhawks podcast.
We all silly like the mayor.